So one night I was up Googling, why can't I have friends? And you know what I landed on? Asperger's syndrome. I had never heard that term in my life ever. And, I was reading the definition like, and I saw the words like spectrum, and, I just never, somehow I didn't realize that these were kind of synonyms to autism. Had no idea. And growing up, it's like you notice how your life is, compared to other people. I know they say comparison is the thief of joy, but some things are just simply an observation. So when you notice that people don't show up for you the way they show up for others, or you don't have a lot of deep connections with people, like things are more surface level, or maybe it's just deep on your end, or not a lot of reciprocal friendships, you start to wonder like what's going on. Growing up, since high school, I've always said there's some underlying thing that just causes people to hate me. And I just don't know what that is. But I knew that something was up. So I call it a lifelong quest, trying to find out what is this thing? What is this underlying thing that causes people to hate or dislike me or treat me poorly or be mean to me? And I did land on autism as an answer. I do see the world differently. I do think differently. My mannerism, everything is different. The way I present is different. And this causes interpersonal and relational rifts and leads to a lot of interpersonal and relational traumas. So I've been unpacking and uncovering this, as many women my age have. A lot of us are late diagnosed in the 30s. And I also learned that I have like a polarizing personality, right? It's either like people really love you or they just strongly dislike you. But a lot of it goes back to misunderstanding. The common denominator in many autistic people is loneliness and being ostracized, being excluded, and being misunderstood. Pretty much almost every autistic person has this experience, and this is one way we find out we're autistic to begin with. So it's a lot to unpack. But I learned I really am about depth. I love depth. We crave it, and that's how I connect with people. Not a big small talker. I've gotten better at it, but learning all these things just made my whole life make sense. And moving forward, it helps me when I'm trying to connect with other people or find my people. Knowing I'm autistic is a big, I see it as like just knowing itself is like a tool to social interaction, because society has all these unspoken rules that are innate to people who are not autistic. So it's like you're living life without the manual that everybody else got. And it makes life very interesting when you are authentic and move to the beat of your own drum. It makes life, people not everyone reacts to that in a pleasant kind of way. So it's good to know. I desire for people to know at younger ages that they are autistic, because I believe there is some help and support and knowledge that people can benefit from for better, social interactions and a better relational life.